Happy Jollidays.
And happy holidays to everybody out there. It is that time of year again. Spooky season over. Holiday time is here. As your number one choice of foodie entertainment, we're about to make it a
Jollywood Nights.
Yes, year 2 of Jollywood Nights, and we're here to investigate all the food just for you. Because remember, she's vegan. I'm not. I'm getting a bit peckish.
Time to foodie and chill.
Thank you.
This was my favorite thing at Jollywood last year, so I actually ordered 2 orders because I feel like it's still going to be my favorite thing of all the things. So, cheers. Wow. The tofu in that bao is so beautiful and it's seasoned nicely. It's got a nice little kick to it. It's like a 3 out of 10 on the heat scale. This is amazing. I don't want to share this with Bear. I'm glad I ordered 2 so that I don't have to share it with Bear. It's a 5 out of 5. It's a princess item. If you come to Jollywood, do not skip Brown Derby, specifically for the bao. And don't say bao bun. Just enjoy the bao.
I feel like the tofu bao we got here last year is the start of something beautiful, because after that, we had bao popping up all over the place. We got the mushroom bao at Animal Kingdom. This beauty is just start. Like, look at that color in there. That nice seared tofu, the sauce, that spattering of the veggies, and a nice soft bao. Don't do like Hanger Bar does and then grill them and ruin them. They need to be nice and soft and fluffy. Fluffy, like a cloud. Crunchy slaw. Beautifully seared tofu. And the kind of spice that just sits in the front of the mouth. The spice is like I'd say like a 4 out of 10 on the heat scale. There's got a little sweetness of the slaw. It's right with a 3 out of 10. It's just something magical. It's like a sweet and spicy bao. Or the tofu, it works perfectly. The texture is perfect. Even with the crunch and the salt, it just sort of works. Honestly, if you can do tofu this good for Jollywood, why aren't you doing tofu this good all the time? It's really my only question. That's a 5 out of 5 clause. It's on the Bear Says list. If you're plant-based and you're not coming here to get this bao during Jollywood, you're probably missing out on one of the best things here the entire night. I feel like I'm always getting some new version of crudo around here. This is the Hamachi this year, brand new on their menu here, holiday menu at Jollywood Nights, Hollywood Brown Derby. I have an avocado mousse gel caper aioli with like a champagne vinaigrette. So fancy fish with fancy things to dip it in and champagne. That ain't holidays. I don't know what it is. It is the thinnest slices of hamachi, but they should mostly be thin. It's looking fancy. I'll admit, I had doubts. Think adult fancy fish Lunchable, and you're like 75% of the way there. It's tasty. The capers have a nice sour to it. The avocado mousse, like Dijon, nice little kick. I'm loving that. My only regret is there's so little of it. I would give it 4 out of 5 claws. If it's one thing that Hollywood Brown Derby is going to do, it's try to serve me some sort of ball of things. We have the Chorizo Arahcini, little fried balls of chorizo with a nice little sauce to dip everything in. They're beautiful. It's like art. It's like a Mickey with a reef on its head, as the princess would say. So fine. Go ahead and take this bad boy here, cut into them, scoop it up in this sauce, and shovel it in my mouth. That is very interesting. This restaurant continues to do very unique things with chorizo in ways I wouldn't expect. There's Arahcini on the regular daytime menu. They have a chorizo stuffed chicken, which I found pretty salty, but the idea of it was interesting. I like the idea of this. It's an interesting idea. It's very rich. I like it, but I feel like it needs some tweaking. I feel like it's missing a little bit something. It's just chorizo fried with like breading and the sauce. It's just missing that spark or something. But it's still good. I give it 3.5 out of 5 claws. There's definitely one thing I think they've struck a balance this year with Hollywood Brown Derby during Jollywood is that last year it was like an upscale sort of like tapas party with like a piano player in the background. But a lot of the things were like, they were unique, but I felt like they weren't as approachable as they normally would be. Like last year, for instance, I had duck wings. This year, we have these nice sweet soy chicken wings. Like, still very fancy in the plate. You got the smear of the ranch, but a lot more approachable. A lot of people don't eat duck. Donald comes from here. I can understand. You feel a little bit guilty. Chicken wings, nobody's missing the chicken wing, okay? But they got this fancy, it's like all butterfly, like unique looking chicken wing. Go ahead and try it by itself first. The meat is nice and tender. With that soy flavor with a little bit of sweet. Not spicy. Spiced, but not spicy. So no heat. But then like the sweet, probably like a 2 out of 10 on the sweet scale. So it doesn't feel like you're eating chicken candy. You're still letting the chicken be chicken, and it's cooked excellent. Try to dip it in a little bit of this ranch smear. I'm not usually like a ranch or blue cheese person with my chicken wings. But in this case, it pairs well with the soy glaze on these wings. It's good. And then I like what they did with like the sliced carrots and celery on the side. Like, I'm obviously not going to eat it, but it just feels like I'm eating an elevated plate of chicken wings, which is what I want. Fun holiday food with friends. It's simple, but it's hitting all the bases, and I feel like I'm eating something fancier than what it really is. I would give it 4 out of 5 points. Here we have just the sides popover. You have collard greens, mac and cheese. Apparently there's ham in here somewhere they're hiding, and a little half a popover. So it's just like literally the side. This is like the leftovers you would eat after like a Thanksgiving or holiday meal. You stuff it in a bread pocket? Bread bowl? I don't know what you consider that. It's not a bowl. It's not really a pocket either. Popover it is, I guess. I'm not going to lie. When I see collard greens at places I wouldn't expect to see collard greens, I worry. No reason. I just worry. They're actually rather well cooked, washed correctly, cooked correctly. Got a little bite to it. The mac and cheese is mackin'. It's cheesy. It's tasty. I feel like I'm just eating the sides, which I guess is kind of the point. Honestly, it's inoffensive. It's a good flavor. If the line's not long, you're probably doing all right. I would give it 3.75 out of 5 plus.
When I saw samosa on the Jollywood menu, I totally thought it was going to be like the food and wine samosa. We're going to have like 3 big ones with like the same sauce, but like they have the sauce in the dots, and then you have the samosas here, and then the innards are kind of in the center. So it's almost like a deconstructed samosa, where you got to get like the innards with the sauce, and then this like puff pastry situation. I feel like this is definitely one of those like I commit to my mistakes, big AF bites. Cheers. It's a really interesting flavor because the actual puff pastry is a samosa. It's like a little baby samosa, and then it's like green sauce is like the same sauce that you get at Food and Wine, but then this like innard section here, this is like a chickpea wat. It's like a wat with some, it's like a Burberry style wat with the samosa. So this is giving me like Sanaa vibes, and I'm here for it, but it's not making me feel holiday. So I'm not sure why it's here. But on its own, like outside of it being Jollywood, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5 samosa. It's nice, but I don't think it's better than Food and Wine. And it's definitely not better than Sanaa.
I'm never going to complain about getting samosas in different places, but Dockside Diner is definitely not one of the places I was expecting to be served samosa. I've got absolutely no problem with Indian food or Indian-inspired food during the holidays. Some people do those sort of things. Was I expecting it from Hollywood Studios? This feels more like an Epcot thing. But I'm glad that the Dockside Diner is sailing across new horizons. It needs it. I don't know what this mix is, Hollywood Studios between like Christmas music and elevator music, but it sort of kind of works. The samosa is actually a really good samosa. It's a nice like bite-sized thing. I love the chickpea, sort of like wat in the middle. It's tasty. It's got a little spice to it. And honestly, I feel like you're owed at least one more samosa. Like they're like bite-sized. 3 bites is standard. 2 bites is just stingy, I think. Even at Food and Wine, you get sizable samosas. Those are large. I need at least 3 of these little mini ones in order to consider that an actual meal. But the flavors, if you like samosas, I think it's definitely worth trying. I would give it a solid 4 out of 5 claws. Dockside Diner, we're going to sail across the world, bring us more international flavors like this. Mac and cheese croquettes. With a number of mac and cheese things here at Jollywood this year, I feel like Disney themselves are trying to end me. But I take one for the team, because you guys are my team. You owe me a like for this. At least one. Got a little spice to it. I can't tell if that's the croquette itself or the cheese, like a dip. But it's almost like a queso. With the mac and cheese right, nice and crispy. I would give it like a 2 out of 10 on the spice scale. But the flavor is a punch, like a good punch. These are one of those times where I wish my lactose intolerance would give me a night off. Because I would stick this whole plate in my mouth. Paper and all. 4.75 out of 5 plus.
The cauliflower taco, it looks a little interesting. It looks like just onions and a little crispy cauliflower with some sauce. It seems like, as a Californian, this is kind of a miss as a taco, but we have a former shell of what was here last year, so I expect this to be a former shell of itself. Okay. That's actually really tasty. Cauliflower is perfectly crisp. I love the sauce. The onions just give it a nice little pop. That's tasty. That's a 4.75 out of 5 tacos. It's a good taco. I don't think it's better than the Brown Derby, but it's up there.
ABC Commissary. Help me help you. There isn't a person on YouTube, and I'll go ahead and say this, I feel very confident about this statement. There isn't a single person on YouTube that throws more shade at this place than I do. We are not friends. We're not buddies. If ABC Commissary was on fire, I would go get s'mores. That's how I feel about it. The only restaurant in Walt Disney World that I despise more than ABC Commissary is the Magic Kingdom. I'm gonna let you guess what that is. But I keep coming here hoping that you'll change my mind one day. Is today that day? You know. That is some well-cooked cauliflower. You may be my enemy, ABC Commissary, but I can give respect where respect's due. That is cooked well. The sauce is tasty, cauliflower's got a crispiness to it, and the tortilla, nice and fresh. My one gripe is it's a single taco. That feels like a crime. It's cauliflower. It's not beef. It's not impossible meat. It's cauliflower. This entire taco probably costs you 15 cents. It should be 2 tacos at the minimum. But flavor-wise, this is what I'm judging it on, not on value. Giving it 4.25 out of 5 points. So here we have the Talk About Holiday Cookie. But it's Tofu Bao. Holiday cookie. Clever-ish. A cute little Choco Taco looking cookie. So it is a cheesecake filled with pistachio cream on top. And in the middle is a cheesecake. Cheesecake that I should avoid as a bear. But it's cute. It's very cute. If you told me this was Play-Doh, I would probably believe you. So, again, since I'm taking one from the team, I am taking the tiniest of bites. And then we're going to feed this to our production assistant. We don't actually have a production assistant, but we do bring friends to help us eat the things that I obviously can't eat, and then the princess can't eat. So. It's actually pretty good. A taco shell, it's a cookie. So it's more like it's closer to whoopie pie than a taco, even though it looks like a taco. But it sort of works. It's very sweet, obviously, given that it's a Disney treat. It's not bad. I am not the biggest Disney treat person. I'm not the biggest dessert person, if you're new here. I like liquor for my desserts. That's about what it amounts to. I don't do desserts mostly. You don't see me doing very many snacks because mainly I'm lactose intolerant and I can't eat most of them. But this one almost feels like we're risking it for the biscuit. But if I had one more bite, I would be in trouble. I'm leaving it as is. I'm giving it a 4 out of 5 plus.
Return of the gingerbread. This was like literally my least favorite thing at Jollywood, and I hope it's gotten better, but it doesn't look like it. Okay. The thicker does help with the softness, but it's still like that same, like, I don't know. It's just not my jam. I think if you like gingerbread in all forms, you're gonna like this, but for me, I'm not a big dry, like, cracker cookie person unless I have like a good tea. And they just don't do tea here. So I'm not doing it with coffee. I'm Persian. Persians, we do tea. Tea in our crumpets. For me, I don't know. It needs tea for me to appreciate. I'll buy without tea, 3 out of 5.
The Hollywood stamp gingerbread bites in the brown paper bag. They smell like gingerbread. I can't say they look like gingerbread. Last year, I compared these eating sand. This does not inspire confidence. You get a coffee or hot chocolate from a Joffrey stand tonight, or even you get Starbucks. Some of you like below average coffee. Your choice. These are worth dunking. Eating on their own, you're risking being choked like a Popeye's biscuit. I would give it 1.5 out of 5 claws. You gotta be real desperate for gingerbread to want to eat these. But that's why we do this. We do this so you don't have to. A full night full of jolly holly flavors.
Lots of good food.
Yes, I think the food is definitely improved. Lots of better flavors, a lot more approachable dishes,
yes,
and tons of fun to boot. This is definitely improved from last year.
We've seen more plant-based options.
Yes. Every year, I now expect to see more and more and more. That's my gift. That's what I am asking for.
Shouldn't just get brown derby. That shouldn't be the thing.
No, but I don't know what you guys think, given what you've seen. Is it time to come back to Jollywood Nights? Let us know in the comments below. If there's anything else you can see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe. and like this video. And if you don't comment, Bear might eat himself into Ollie and just permanently be a gingerbread.
I'm part of Ollie's family now. But you heard the girl.